Storm Chaser. How you doing? Welcome. You're fine. All right, this is the first live. I'm trying to see what will happen. Um, Possibly we could chat. So let's chat. How you liking the channel so far? You seen me now? Okay, fine. How you liking the channel so far? I see you commenting all the while, man. You're a yes and no person. Or you can't type fast enough. You hearing me loud and clear though? Oh, all the tips I gave you. You using them? Storm Chaser, are you using them? Something. Yes, always dying to see your face. All right. Storm Chaser, I just made you a moderator for the channel. I think you're one of my very first persons who tend to comment on my videos each week, and I must thank you for it. I hope you do listen and you're learning from it. Is there any question though that you would have that you're not too sure about? Some say like it's me here alone today. Everybody else know what they need to know about solar. Or everybody can serve. I bought as some, yes. The one I bought has some issue with the timer. The timer, you mean the fridge timer? The one that shut the fridge on and off? Okay. What issue you're having? You're having the issue of what? Programming? Because that tend to be most person's problem. Okay. I guess you're typing. Yes, it was programmed. The time is not right. All right. The first issue with the programming is a storm is that persons need to decide when it is that you want it to turn on and when is it that you want it to turn off. For me, I have mine turning off at 8:30. Well, it depends. If the time changes, because I realize that my timer is changing as well. If the time changes, sometimes it turn off at 8:30. So like at this time of the year, during this winter season, it turns off at 8:30 and comes on back at 6:30. After the I guess it works with the American time. I don't know why. But after the winter, then I know that notice that it goes back now to 9:30 turn off and turn on back at 7:30. So I have roughly, just call it 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have about 10 hours that my fridge is not operating. 10 hours when it's on the timer. Now the thing is with the programming of the timer, there's a if you got it from someone, you will not get it with it comes with a I wouldn't call it a manual because a manual is sort of thick. It comes with a piece of paper that tells you how to program it. It can be a bit confusing, but nevertheless, but um it tells you that you can program it for 7 days a week. It depends on how you want it. So if you're looking to do it for, say, 3 days for the week, it can do that. Or you purchase it from, I won't call the name of the place. Yes, it is sold there. And I think if you got it from them, sometime they offer to program it for you. It wasn't recently a programmed one for somebody who purchased it from there, but normally I know Foswich tend to program it for you. But Storm, the the timer doesn't have to only use on a refrigerator. It can be used on even a light, a lamp. Because I've seen it. I've been somewhere where someone has it on their lamp. The one that you purchased from that place, does it have two outlets or one? Or it has one. You have the double one as well, where on the double one can work if you have a refrigerator and a freezer. It depends. So there's a double one as well. I guess you say you have the single one. But go back through the go back through the programming of it, and if you're having an issue, write it in the chat under the live, and I'll place my contact information. I'll give you my contact information for you to call me, and I'll guide you through the programming process. All right. We're now 10 minutes in the chat and it's me here alone, Storm. Look like everybody else not having a issues, you're alone. I was trying to do it, but it's kind of difficult. Yeah, it is. It is not. I want to say difficult. Um, I guess probably because I've programmed so many of them for other persons, where I might find it easy. But to tell the truth, each time I have to go back to the the paper that they give to make sure that I'm doing it right. But like I said, um, I needed to go back through it, try it again, and if you're having an issue still, then write it in the chat after the end of all of this. Write it in the chat, and then we'll work from there. I'll give you a number to contact me, and then we can just go through it. All right. Is one of your vlog about the battery and LED lights? Oh yeah, I have a vlog on battery, and yeah, I have a vlog about a battery that I use to operate a LED light. That LED light I use indoors. It's actually a 12 volts. Yeah, it's actually a 12-volt battery. Sorry, a 12-volt light. When I bought them, I bought four of them. Um, I've only used two that are set up for inside. It's a very convenient light because I use that light whenever I go in the kitchen area. And the battery lasts long. It lasts a while. You like the little setup. Okay, good. Um, to tell the truth, those the type of light that I bought, I'm not sure if you can get it like that out here. You might can get something similar to it. Possibly it's one that possibly it's one that you can use in the car because most of those lights come for the car. Did you chip out a while of a storm? Okay, because I realized. All right, most of those lights, the 12 volts, really come to be used inside of a automotive vehicle. Um, I've had one before that I got for the automotive vehicle, and it had um, a battery plug-in. So that's what really most of those lights are for. Okay, next question. The battery can be used or new. It can be both. It can be used as well as it can be new. Honestly, the new batteries are going to cost quite a bit. I guess it will last longer if it's new. However, what I find that is that most persons who own and operate a car, at the end of their battery life, they tend to throw it away or leave it with the person who they buy the the batteries from. I found that when I use those batteries, the used ones, they last me a while. They do die, but they last me a while for whatever it is that I'm using it for. As a matter of fact, right now, I'm in need of batteries. Used batteries, that is. Normally I have about one, two, three, four, five. And at this point now, I'm honestly down to just two. So you can imagine, I really need batteries. I need probably about three more. I can work comfortably with two more, but I need three more really. So the batteries can be used or new. But then if I was supposed to buy five batteries, just imagine, it's going to be a tidy sum. And remember Storm, the aim is conservation. The aim is conservation. So as much as I can save, then I'm going to choose that means. All right. So the lights, where did you bought them? The LED lights, I bought them online. I got four. I can't remember now, but I placed it in the vlog at the time when I was doing it. I bought four, and all four had a what do you call that now? All four had a switch. The set that I bought before didn't have switches, and I didn't like it, honestly. These set now, easy, convenient with switches. So I'm able to use these, just install them. They're not, I had one before, the very first time I tried it, that one had a switch. And then the second set that I bought didn't have switches. Fortunate for me, they went down after years, I must say. And these set that I got now, sorry, the four, they had switches. So I bought them online. I think at the time all I looked for was 12-volt LED lights, and you'll see a number of them come up. The system that you have, you mentioned about grid tie. Can you explain? All right. I have a grid tied system, solar system, solar power system, sorry. And with the grid tied, it means during the day I get my energy from the sun. So whatever it is that I use in the day tend to use up whatever it is that I get from the sun plus some more. The other person who come in, welcome. Thanks for joining the live. Yes. So the grid tied system, I get my energy from the sun, and with that sun energy, I try to use as much as I possibly can in the days. The days makes it easier to conserve. In the nights now, when the sun is down, I switch over to the power company. However, during the day, take for instance that I'm getting 100. Say in the day I'm getting 100 kilowatt, and out of that 100, whatever it is that I'm doing in the day, probably charging phone, charging laptops, the fridge running, probably I'm washing, whatever it is that I'm doing in the day, so happens to pull 50, right? I'm just giving an example now. What happens is the other 50 is being sold to the power company. So that's how the grid type system really works. It has its downside where if the electricity if the electricity is gone, then um, I don't have electricity. It would be good to have a system in place where I get the power both day and night, but it's going to be a tad bit expensive. And there's another thing too, Storm, that I realized that before I got to the inverter fridge, there's another thing too. The the grid tied system, the the beauty about the grid tied system is the more panels you have, the more power you'll be able to sell back to the power company. Um, it would have been great if I had probably say mm, about about probably say six more panels. If I had just six more panels, then it would mean collecting a check every 3 to 6 months or so from the power company. But at this point now, I'm just paying for some of what I use in the nights. All right, so now the inverter fridge, how efficient is it? I've had my inverter fridge for 1 year going into 2 years now. I think April coming it will be 2 years. And I must say it's really efficient. I don't have I don't have things spoiling in my fridge. Um, in terms of the amount of electricity it doesn't use a lot compared to the conventional one of the same size. It doesn't. Um, if I would recommend anyone to buy it, yes, yes. Um, I've read about the inverter technology for quite a while, and making the decision to purchase that inverter fridge, I think it was the best idea. You're planning on buying an inverter fridge? Does it keep the food from spoiling compared to the older one? Um, all right, let me tell you what I noticed with the inverter fridge in terms of spoilage. Food will spoil in any fridge you have, but based on the inverter one that I have, I realize it takes a longer time. So take for instance, I would go to the market every 2 weeks, and I would buy my vegetables, whatever it is. When I had the conventional fridge, by the time it reaches second week, some of the vegetables cannot be used. They start spoiling. With this inverter fridge, it doesn't start until possibly the fourth week. That's when I notice I have to throw out things. So it does, in a way, really keep the food from spoiling when you really do compare it today. And it's not an older one, it's a conventional type. The person who joined, you have any questions? And I see the flow that you did. It's pretty. Yes, thanks. November last year made it 1 year, and it's still going. I had a warm time with the tiles in that side of the house. Okay, you're just listening. All right, welcome to the chat. But the coming back to the inverter fridge, the inverter one, the inverter one, I would say if if you had a choice, because I know a lot of persons who are buying the inverter ones now and they are going bigger. But for me, I think it's a waste. If you have say 18 cubic refrigerator and it was working for you, meaning that size was working for you, it was doing whatever it is that you wanted it to do, then I honestly don't see why you need to go up to a 20 yard, because you're going to use up back some of those electricity that you're really trying to save. If you're really trying to compare a conventional fridge with an inverter one, then you need to compare like with like. You can't move from a 18 and you're going to compare it with a 22 or a 27. Doesn't make any sense. So if the 18 working for you, buy back a 18 in the inverter technology. And also the solar fan. I'm looking into it. The solar fan that I have now is it has a battery. However, after a year, the battery went down. It's not keeping up. So the panel is just on the roof now. It's not charging anything really. But the difference with the solar fan and the ordinary type of fan is that with this one, with the solar fan, even when you plug it in, it uses less electricity. It's a 15 to 16 watt fan, while the other ones that you know about, the brand name ones, you're looking at 45, 60 watts just compared. So it means that what my 15-watt fan does in say 4 days, what it uses in no 4 hours, then yours might use it in one. You see the conservation? So while I would say buy it, because even just using it alone on the electrical side of it, then it's a worthwhile venture. There are other places that has, I don't know if I don't know if all right, there's a fan here now. Let me see if I can reach it. Right. There's a fan here now. While it's not solar, it does uses less electricity as well. Um, soon talk to you about the battery. The fan that you're seeing in the background here, while it's not solar, it also uses less wattage. Um, the yeah, it uses less wattage as well. However, the thing is with this fan, it's low. The solar fan that I spoke about on one of my vlogs, it's that solar fan it's just like the same height as the other conventional ones. How much is a solar fan and what's the price range? The last price that I saw was 16,500. However, the gentleman had a thing going that if you mention my name, then you can get it for 15,500. All right, you have mentioned battery. Yes, the battery can be sourced. He was trying to source the battery, but my thing was I didn't want that battery. I wanted a battery with a higher capacity, a bigger milliampere. So it's very short then. You mean the fan around here? Yes, that one is short. So that is why it stays in this room. But the regular solar fan, the one that I spoke about in the vlog, is the same height as the regular fans. But this one is short. As a matter of fact, this one can be used via the internet where you can turn it on, turn it off. It can do everything via the internet, via app. There's an app that you can connect it to. Yes, there's an app for it. I haven't used the app. I haven't used the app for it. I don't know. It's rather easier to just turn it on and turn it off. Not with the app. And even so, if I should lose electricity, which app am I going to have it connected to? I don't have an app to connect it to if I lose electricity. So the app part wasn't a feature for me. When I was buying it, it was more about the wattage. I was really trying to bring down my electricity bill. So then using one with a lower wattage was really what I wanted. When I do buy things, I look on the wattage. Is there a battery fan? Yes, there is a battery fan. The solar one is battery operated. Whenever it is charged, it's a battery that is running off that allows you to continue using it. I have another one in there, but it's a bit smaller. I just charge it and use it. It can be charged via USB. The third person who is in the chat, welcome. If you have any questions, you can type them where I'm answering questions. Yes, the battery fans come in various sizes. The other battery fan that I have, a smaller one, I have never checked if it can be charged via a single solar panel. I've never checked. Hi, Jalissa. Jalissa says, I love this useful content. Have a happy new year, everyone. Okay, thanks, and same to you. Yes, Storm. I've never checked if that smaller battery fan can be operated using solar panels. I tend to charge it in the evenings, or in the days, sorry, when there is no when I don't have when I'm drawing the electricity from the sun using my grid tied system. The battery, that small battery fan though, Storm, was what I got it online. I purchased it online. So it wasn't something that I purchased out here. I purchased that battery fan strangely because of hurricane. I remember one year there was a hurricane, and after the hurricane, the place hot like hell. So what I did, I had to lie down on the floor. I tell myself, say, it's not happening again. So I went online and I purchased one. I'm not going to promote anybody on here, honestly. So I wouldn't even tell you where I got it. I can tell you one way, I'll probably send you a link and you can seek to buy one. But it's rather useful, and I I tend to use it sometimes when I'm around the laptop, and I'll just have that fan blowing in my face. That's just it. Because once your face is cool, you'll be cool. Does it work with the car battery? Um, I think it probably can be charged by the car battery. I've never used it while it is plugged in. I tend to use it when it is charged. So I'm not, I think probably using the car battery to charge it would be an option while using an inverter as well, but I don't know. I've seen some taximen, especially with 12-volt fans in their vehicles. I'm not sure if this is one of them. I know it's not 12 volt because I can charge it electrically via the 110. So I don't think it's 12 volt. No. Yeah, it is. What I try to do is this Storm is to I try and find ways at all times to reduce my power consumption. It it may mean that if I'm moving, say something was damaged, say I'm trying to buy a blender, and the blender that I currently have working is probably say 1200 watts. If I'm buying back a blender, I'm going to try and get a wattage that is lower, that will do everything that that blender did or more. So that's how I reduce my wattage, and I'm able to keep down my consumption. So whatever it is that you're replacing, see how best you can go lower. The microwave I need to change. Um, strangely, I saw an inverter microwave. If I would buy an inverter microwave, no, not for me, because the inverter technology system uses it really operate efficiently if you constantly use that item. So even for a washing machine, there's an inverter washing machine. I wouldn't buy one because I don't wash as often. Sure, I can guide you on that. For me, I use a 700 watt 700-watt microwave. No. If when I use my microwave, which I don't use it most of the times, it's just to heat up things. Some people use it to cook. Probably if you use it to cook and you use it every day, then I would suggest, sure, go ahead with one of the inverter technology type microwave. I don't really use it like that. Like I said, the inverter technology is useful if you are constantly using that appliance. So like for even the air condition, you have to go for the inverter technology for that one, because remember, you're constantly using it throughout the night or throughout a particular night, and the more you use it, the less it consumes. So whatever, if you feel like you're using your microwave very often, go with the inverter technology. If you're not using it as often, then it doesn't make any sense. I watched that vlog on the flowers garden that you made. I've done two gardens. I have one at the front and I have one at the back. Which one are you talking about, the front or the back? Because the one at the back has more. The one at the front is just simple. It's mostly about the lights at the front. Which one is it, the front or the back? Oh, the one at the back. The one at the back isn't finished as yet, you know. I think I showed you a vlog Saturday. Well, part of a vlog on Saturday where I was going vertically because I had an area on a wall that I didn't like. It never looked so hot. But the one at the back, I wouldn't say it's constantly changing. It's not constantly changing. What is happening is I am putting in more plants because I do have more ground space of plants, but I like to plant things that I can get food from, especially around the back. Yeah, it will have some flowers, but the food part is the most essential right now. So I'll plant things that I can use, things that like herbs, things that I can. I love sweet pepper, so I know I had to have a sweet pepper plant. I don't like tomatoes. Yeah, it's creative. I tend to look on the internet for things and then tweak it a bit to be adaptable to my circumstances. So take for instance now, a couple years ago I started putting grapes in a flower pot. Yeah, it worked. I didn't trellis it. The trellis that I wanted was a wall trellis to cover the wall, but that never worked. So I now started growing the grape in the ground, and I've trellised that, even though it don't reach anywhere as yet, hoping that it will come to bear fruit. Probably not next year, but the year after. Yeah, it's creative. If you don't have the space to plant in the ground, then you can go vertical. Or if you want to cover some hideous wall, you can go vertical. So it is very creative, and it's, I must say, for that task that I did, it's a pleasure to look at. Just coming home in the evening and looking through the window and seeing it on the wall, it's I must say it's nice. It's a sight. Also the roof compound that you mentioned. The roof compound is a when I purchased it, I didn't purchase it as a roof compound. I purchased it as a anti-glare. It so happens that it happens to be a roof compound as well. They years ago when I was doing the addition, the architect had suggested that I painted the roof to take the heat off the roof. So he suggested anti-glare. I was trying to get the anti-glare and then I was introduced to it by someone at Sherwin Williams. And that was when it hit off because I realized that even with that anti-glare, just touching the roof during a hot summer month is cool to the touch. And then I realized that it helps. So if you have leaks, it can help as well as keeping the roof cool. The first thing I wanted to do with the roof was to put a foam like seal on it, which would get rid of any water that is on it. But that was expensive. Then I was introduced to the anti-glare, which offers the roof compound capability. So that was how I ended up getting it. But if you have leaks, it depends on the level of leak you have. You can either use the cool seal, or there's the cool seal also have another aspect to it that is known as the Tundra. The Tundra is quite good. So many questions I want to ask. I have watched all your videos trying to remember. Yeah, there's quite a lot of videos. 200 of them. Some of them I don't even remember that I did them. I do have my favorite in the videos though, and every year it gets different. Now I'm looking into other aspects of energy conservation. I'm trying to get hold of some marine batteries, as yes, I have a grid tied system. However, they I really want to use wind, like a wind turbine as like a like a generator. I need to have that running. Yeah, we do get a lot of breeze over here, so I can utilize that as well. Um, this is so the roof compound seem to be very expensive. Like I said, there's two types to it. There is the cool seal and the cool seal Tundra. The Tundra is more expensive than the cool seal. However, it depends on what you want it for. If you have joints where you have the leak, I would suggest the Tundra. And for the other parts, the flat side of the roof, then I would recommend the cool seal. The batteries seem to be very expensive. Yeah, the batteries are expensive. However, the batteries that I need to be of a certain capacity, and that's a problem that I'm finding. Even with the solar batteries that are being sold, I'm not getting the capacity that I want. Based on research, I've seen where the capacity that I need, it can be found in the marine batteries, but I just need to find a place that has them selling. For solar power, I find that you don't really have to use the solar batteries, you know. What I mean by capacity, all right. Take for instance the batteries that you know that's called penlight batteries. So the penlight batteries have 1.5 volts. However, even though all penlight batteries have the 1.5 volt, then they come in different capacity, meaning you will have 1.5 volt, 600 milliampere, 1.5 volt, 1000 milliampere. Now, what you find is that the 600 milliampere battery will not last as long as a 1000 milliampere battery. So, the higher the capacity, the better it is for you in battery power. So, what I'm looking for is a marine battery with a very high capacity. If I get that, then it means I wouldn't have to buy as much. Yeah, the batteries will come 12 volt or 24 volt, depending on what is it that I need. Whatever voltage, it will be the same, 12, 24, whatever it is. However, the capacity of the battery really deals with how long it will last you. So if you buy a battery with a 500 with a 500 ampere, then the one that you buy with a 1000 ampere will last you twice as long. And that is why sometimes even the persons who have the battery operated solar system, sometimes when you look, they have a number of batteries running. If they would, if the suppliers would only give them batteries with higher capacity, then it would probably last them longer. And another thing that I notice with those who have the battery operated system, when they go battery, the optimum battery or batteries that you need is supposed to only use 50% each time, you know. But because the batteries are so expensive, when the suppliers sell you a battery operated system, they're going to sell you that with the battery being drained 100%. So it means that instead of you using 5 batteries, your system probably might need 10. And with the 10, it means that each time you're pulling on that battery is 50% of the battery capacity that you're using, leaving the additional 50% for storage. When you drain down those batteries to the 100%, it's not going to last you long. So when you hear some person say the battery should last you 50, not 50, 10 years or 5 years, some of us, the batteries are only lasting us 2 years. And why? It's because the suppliers sell us these batteries. The suppliers sell us these batteries to drain 100% instead of a 50%. Yes, the system that I have, the batteries can be added, but it will mean that the inverters that I have needs to be changed. If I would go battery, if I would use a battery system, I don't think so. The battery system is going to cost me. This one don't cost me any at all. So what is happening? If the only thing I would do if I had the space was to buy some more panels. Buy some more panels and attach it to that one. So I can produce more and I would end up getting more money from the power company. How much for one of the battery? I don't know. I don't know what suppliers are selling for now. I'm not interested in purchasing any of the batteries that they use on the solar system. The battery that I want has to be a marine battery. So I can't tell you. I know the batteries are pretty expensive. And as a matter of fact, you could even carry it in because batteries, anything for solar come in the country is duty free. So you could carry it in. You interested in going solar, Storm? The price of the system seems to be very high. If you're planning to go the hybrid system, or you're planning to use the battery solar power system, yes, the cost will be high. The cost is cheaper if you go grid tied. Majority of suppliers doesn't like to tell you about the grid tied system. They see it as want to. Okay. Majority of the suppliers don't want to tell you about the grid tied system. They see it as being useful for businesses, companies, because they would use more of their electricity during the day. Um, at first, I remember when the gentleman came here from the power company to see if I was eligible to sell back electricity to the power company. He said to me, you're not going to make any money from this though. So I said, why you say that? He said, it's not going to move my light bill. So I asked him, why do you think so? He said, because I have a little bit of panels. He said, if I had at least 10 panels, then I would be able to see a saving, money that I can draw on from the power company. However, that's not true. That is not true. Um, I do see savings because what they buy back from you for is less than what they are selling you for. They're honestly making a killing out of it. They they buy it for less and sell you for more. So what you find is, if you had more panels, because persons have more panels that come every 6 months or so, they are collecting checks. They even have AC running off it. So it does work. It does work, but not a lot of suppliers will want to tell you about going grid tied. And if you are not willing to use your appliances in the days, I wouldn't think grid tied is for you, because selling back will not make much of a difference if you're not using it. So if you feel you need to wash in the night and not wash in the day, it won't work for you. Is there car battery close? And yeah, I had one. Well, I have one, and I wouldn't say a car battery. It work with a battery. You can attach it to a battery and iron your clothes, but the battery that you are going to attach it, well, the power that you're expecting it to have, it will not have it. It can press light clothes, but not jeans or crushed cotton. But it does work with a car battery, and it hot too. But it can't do the heavy duty material. So probably if you have some light clothes, you can press with it. Ironing does draw a lot of electricity, but you can reduce that in the size of your clothes iron, because clothes iron can go up to even 2400 watt. I bought the iron online. Clothes iron can go up to 2400 watts, while the you can even find clothes iron with 1000 watts, and it does the same thing, because I have 1000 watt clothes iron, and I'm seeing, when I searched online, I saw clothes iron that goes up to 2400 watts. Storm, we did an hour, and it was nice talking to you. I'm going to end the stream. I'm honestly going to try and do a stream every Sunday evening. I know that today is not Sunday, but I'm going to try and do a stream for at least an hour every Sunday evening. So gather up your questions for next week Sunday, and then we can chat again. All right. Thank you for joining. So it's one of the things that send up the, yeah, the close iron will send up the light. I enjoy this, very informative. Will do. All right, thanks. And remember to press the like button. Thanks again. And come next week, Sunday evening, probably about 6 to 7. Then we can have another chat. All right. So I'm ending the stream now.